Hi guys, thanks for your patience. This is part two. We were just chatting to Sarah Smith from Bayside Dietetics, and her internet dropped out, and the glory of technology. So what we need to do is cut the first interview, and now starting I guess with part two. So if you missed the first part, this is actually a bit of a chat around the article that we published recently of Sarah's called Boxing the School Lunch, and it's just sort of I guess addressing the struggles and the pressures that parents have to be able to provide healthy and nutritious school lunchbox ideas for our children, but ensuring that the lunchbox itself is actually balanced and healthy and topped up with new ideas. I'm just going to invite Sarah back into the screen, so hang on for a sec. So we that we just were asking is what should be in a lunchbox. Hey Sarah.
Hello.
Hey, so I'm just explaining a little bit of introduction on our first chat, and question number one was, what should be in a school lunchbox, and you addressed the fact that it should be, an all-round, balanced lunchbox.
Beautifully said. Yep.
Yep. So you were saying, so explain, so it was grains, protein, veggies.
Oh, she's good. Some dairy, some fruit. Yeah, have you got me? Yeah. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, no, good memory. That all sounds good. And I think we started talking a little on the variety in the lunchbox too. And a couple ideas there, but probably the other thing that's really helpful for a lot of families really like is getting into some sort of routine around that variety in the lunchbox. So Monday is fresh bread day, so that's sandwich day. Tuesday is leftover rice from last night mixed with a few things. Wednesday is fresh wraps, because from shopping on the weekend they're still fresh, so wrapping something up. And then Thursday, that same wrap is cut up into pita triangles, so there's little similar style, but it's just presented slightly differently. And then Friday, the opportunity to go get sushi on the way. So there's your 5 days of the week, 5 different meals, but all pretty easy to most of them to get on the weekend.
And do you think parents are making it too complicated, or is it kids are actually becoming more fussy, or is it a bit of A, a bit of B?
Yeah, good question. It's a hard one, because part of me wants to recommend people go out there and read all the ideas. Woolies have got a magazine, so-and-so's got a blog and these ideas out there. But then on the other hand, that does create a sense of there's a really perfect lunchbox to be following, when really I think most parents know what they're doing. There's probably not that many parents who listened to the part one and went, oh gee, that's something really different that I didn't realise. I think probably what I said was stuff people went, yeah, that's I knew that already. So really trusting your gut and doing what you know works with food. I say embrace that, and no need to get fancy. Really, the Happy Meal is the little toy and gimmick and excitement of that. Really, I think is something that is promoted to make money for company. And sorry for picking on McDonald's. It's just comes to my head for some reason. But parents just need to provide the simplicity of food every day for their child, and the good healthy food, and that's enough. No, nothing beyond that.
Yeah. Well, let's get stuck into question number 3. So I've got a few questions that flow on from it also. So what are some tips to make school lunchbox healthy? And I think this is a really good question, addressing all in all, I guess, the obesity issue, which we've heard about so much in the media and all the time. But I guess the question is really, hi Emma Kid. So we just had someone actually just in the comments. Emma, if you've got any questions, by all means, post some questions into the comments box, and we can get Sarah to answer them for you. So the question is, Sarah, what are some tips to actually make school lunchbox healthy for our kids?
Okay, so the healthy lunchbox, if you're really going to nail it, it's probably less processed food as possible. There's beautiful nutrients in things like wheat, but if your factory does most of the work in terms of processing that up into adding some salt and some flavouring, is often by the end of it not that much nutrients left for your child. So if you really want to nail the healthy, it's going for as least processed as possible. Balance is often you need to align convenience with your health goals, but really that's a big one. And then in terms of what else you can do is choices that are whole grain and whole meal. That's an oldie but a goodie. If you change from white bread to wholemeal bread, for example, you've just doubled the B vitamins and the fibre in the sandwich for your child. That's really helpful. And then when you give them the fruit and the veggies that we spoke of, things that you can leave the skin on, so skin on your apples, skin on your carrots and that kind of thing, really does leave all the nutrients and the goodness in for your child.
Yeah, and I've got a question also about portion sizes as well, which is something I guess is addressing the obesity issue and that sort of stuff. Please tell us also. Obviously, we want our kids to be full and sustained their tummies so they can learn and all that stuff at school, which is absolutely crucial and important. But how do we know how much we should actually be packing? And addressing what you said before, everything you said in part one, ensuring that it's a balanced, lunchbox. How do we know how much should be in there?
Yeah, great question. I think the point I made a little earlier about the role of who actually makes the choice about the food in the lunchbox sitting with the parent, the role of working out how much to eat really sits with the child. So parents don't have to be in control and trying to control that for their child. Their child was born with this really natural ability to gauge how much to eat. If you're worried about weight, I'd be making adjustments to the food choice you're providing and not trying to control the portion size. So the best way to judge portion is really going by what your child is bringing home in the lunchbox each day, giving them enough to make sure they're nourished, as you said. And if they're regularly bringing home food in the lunchbox, give them a little less. But if it's always empty, trying a little more. So your child's always got the opportunity to make sure that they're in charge of how much to eat, and don't try and control that, because that gets in a world of, it can lead to a world of other issues, trying to sort of control how much a child eats.
Yeah, and as we're saying in part one too, in your consultant work, you use lots of different forms with new food ideas and that sort of stuff as well. Is there any other places that you suggest for families to go, and any other websites, or is it on your website, or where should they go to be able to find some new food ideas that are healthy?
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, great. And Kitapedia have a lot of great posters, hey, on that front too, which is pretty awesome. So a great resource. Yeah. The other ones I often recommend to parents too would be your Better Health channel, the big Victorian government website, and Raising Children Network. That's another government website, and they're both because they're run by professionals who are actually trained in health, actually provide legitimate information. So they've got recipes and lunchbox ideas and that kind of thing. Or any of your big recognised foundations like the Heart Foundation or Diabetes Foundation, they actually do pretty good stuff for kids too. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a question off the cuff, but in your consultant work, you do a lot of counselling as well. Do you find that have you had any experience with families who've got kids that their children don't eat what's in their lunchbox? And what do you generally do? Have you had an experience in that space at all?
Kids that don't eat the lunchbox, yeah. And we do a lot of work in that situation because there's a whole lot of reasons going on, or potential reasons going on for that. It might be something completely unrelated to food that's playing out in terms of food, or it could be to do with food. And when it's to do with food, is it to do with the teeth? Is it to do with something in the mouth? Is it to do with sort of more behaviour related type things? So we really, a whole lot of different options for there. But short-term work on that would be really saying, well, if they're not going to eat much at school, how do we work the day around the school lunchbox and make sure they get still the nutrition that they need throughout the day, and still give them as much as possible energy as possible to get them through the day. So save them from falling asleep in the afternoon and missing, half of the writing class. How do we get them through with the nutrition to do that? But really a lot of work on the underlying cause, because as I said, there's a whole lot of different reasons for that, and that's where a professional comes in, whether it's a dietitian, psychologist, speech pathologist. Talking to the teacher as a starting point is really helpful, I think.
Yeah, 100%. Well, Sarah, you've given us some awesome tips tonight, and for everybody watching, as mentioned, Sarah's article, a link is in the introduction to this chat tonight. Thanks so much for your time, and I was just saying, as you're in Melbourne, next time we do an interview and a chat, we're going to be face to face. I'll get to meet you, which would be awesome. But thank you so much.
That would be amazing. Pleasure. Apologies again, everyone, for the technical issues, and thank you for your patience, Rachel. That was lovely. Good fun.
Yeah. And look, if anyone's got any questions, Sarah's one of our partners here at Kitapedia, and there's links to Bayside Dietetics on our website. But if anybody else has got any other questions or want to be able to reach you for any of your services, whereabouts can they find you?
Yeah, Kitapedia link is great. Is www.baysidedietetics.com.au is my website, and I answer all my own phone calls. So through Kitapedia or the website link, you'll get my phone number, and happy to chat to anyone.
Oh, thank you so much for your time, Sarah. Can't wait to catch up soon. And it's been awesome chatting with you.
Beautiful. Thanks, Rachel.
See ya. Bye.
See ya.